One in Port St. Lucie. Hello, one in Port St. Lucie. Just want to give you an idea of Port St. Lucie on my short commute, maybe 20 minutes or so to my physical therapy appointment. Trying to get the right camera angle here for you. We'll work it out. And connecting to my phone so that way I can see how it looks like. Today is 75 degrees, first week in December. Pretty cool. Living in New York all those years, I dreamed of this. So I deserve this. I deserve this. Living in Port St. Lucie has been great. Those of you thinking of coming down, if you're law enforcement, make sure you have your pension benefits accumulated. Healthcare is very expensive down here. For a small town, it is very expensive. And about a 20-minute ride over to my physical therapy today, being Monday, first week in December, 74 degrees, cloudy, it's gonna rain, which is good for the grass. You see a lot of greenery around here, and see a development on my side there of Sawgrass Lakes Estates. So I'm not too far. I'm about a mile and a half, give or take, from the Treasure Coast High School area. So even though it seems like it's out of the city, kind of, it is part of the city. So one in Port St. Lucie, also known as one in PSL. I enjoy this. I enjoy everything about Port St. Lucie. You know, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading to an 11 o'clock appointment, and you can see not many people out. You know, school buses have picked up already. And really enjoy this. A lot of new homes being built nearby. I haven't had the chance to meet some of my neighbors. I did see maybe one house move, possibly two, but this one right here moved since I've been here. But everybody else has either been here as long as me or as longer than me. Here we go, intersection. House for sale there. I'm not in real estate, but they just built that house. So it looks like they built it, lived in it a little bit while they put it for sale. Maybe flip it over. Hoping which way the market's gonna go. You never know with these markets. I've seen the market go up and down several times in my time here. So, basically buy to live. Don't buy to get a tremendous value upgrade. You may get that boost in real estate property, but don't buy for it. Enjoy the area, enjoy the community, enjoy the city, enjoy the Florida cost of living. On my other channel, I'll be doing more retired NYPD. Started working in the 80s. So the only people that might be interested in that is people around my time frame, where I can give you stories, some procedures, some vague cases, so that I don't get involved in case law. But the people that were there and the people that were around me, they will remember some of the cases, which is kind of cool. But the people that weren't, I'm just going to make vague references, so that, like I said, case law doesn't come up, and I'm not testifying on a vlog. I'm basically just reminiscing and, recounting my days being a New York City cop. And so back to PSL. I'm heading towards Port St. Lucie Boulevard, and it's going to be busier on the boulevard. As you can see there to my right, you see the cell towers. We have 5G ultra wide available in this area, and then we do have a couple of dead spots. So if I lose you on the way down, I'll just pick up on the video. But for the most part, it's 5G out here. You go into some buildings, it becomes 4G or LTE, but it's outside is mostly 5G, which is pretty cool. I have to get the hang of the camera, obviously, as I said before, so I will make better quality, better edited videos in the future as I learn the software. New to all this, just want to get some video on the road so that I can explain about my great town as I learned. This is Port St. Lucie Boulevard, as I was mentioning before, a major boulevard. And I'm going to be heading east on PSL. To my left is a Burger King and Bravo. Bravo is where you get your Spanish food, if you have a taste for that. I do, but a lot of businesses on the way here. This town has really come a long way as far as building up. A lot of almost 23 years. Yeah, 23 years ago, this town was a lot of one lane and maybe two lanes on the major roads, and a lot of one lanes. And they have expanded the roads in a lot of places to accommodate the growing population. As I mentioned before, it's been a growing community. About 75,000 when I moved here, and I heard somebody say about 400,000 as tradition community continues to grow. Community that wasn't here when I moved here, but is welcome. It's brought around quite a few businesses, a lot of Walmarts, a lot of Home Depots, a lot of department stores for the ladies, Bells, Ross, Burlington. Over here, you can see there on my left, they're still building a lot of medical offices. As you can see there on my right, as we approach Del Rio, to the left, medical offices, pediatrics, and real estate offices. And as you can see, a lot of land for sale with the signs posted. It's a little gloomy. We're not usually gloomy around here, but we've been spoiled, so I welcome the rain. My pool definitely could use some water. St. Lucie Public Schools van next to me, so that's pretty cool. Somebody in their maintenance department. I see the ladder, and And on the right, child care. A lot of real estate still available, even though this town has grown by major proportions. A lot of real estate still available. We're pushing over here, Cameo Boulevard, after Coastal Limbs and Port St. Lucie Properties Incorporated sign, builder of fine homes, and on the left you're gonna see dentists and income tax, mortgage masters, nail and hair salon. So there's just about everything you need in this town. You really don't have to go over to West Palm, which is many times bigger. I don't want to give you a number, but let's just say many times. And more robust community. Population overpowers ours by a lot. Coca Vista Plaza there on the right with a tailgaters and a faux deli. Here comes the Florida Turnpike coming up, and that's off of Bayshore Boulevard, to give you an idea how close we are and how many exits we have on the Turnpike. Is pretty cool. We have this one, we have the one on Becker, we have one up in Fort Pierce, which is part of St. Lucie County, just north of Port St. Lucie City, which is in St. Lucie County. Here's Bayshore Boulevard, another big plaza to our left there, with Winn-Dixie and Italian restaurant and Wendy's and Keyline Plaza there on my right with a Jersey Mike's, KFC, Mr. Car Wash, Anytime Fitness, 24-hour fitness. So there's everything here. I'm just going to call out the names so that those of you that are considering moving to a small town, if you're like me from the New York area, but it doesn't matter where you're from, this is pretty small. Unless you come from a small town, this is pretty small. Car repair place, they do quick oil changes and light car repairs as far as I remember. Dunkin' Donuts and La Granja restaurant for your chicken dinners. And there goes Port St. Lucie City Hall to my left, pretty expansive. They have their holiday greetings posted already. It's called Port St. Lucie Municipal Complex if you're looking for it on Google. And there goes the Tropical Cafe and the Boulevard Diner and Cleaners and Domino's and produce and pharmacy, and on the left there's even bigger mall with Sweet Basil, Mrs. Smoke Hair Salon, Instalone, and a thrift store that I haven't been to, Truly Nolan there on my right, and TD Bank on the left. There's, like I said, a lot. Senior Care is Conviva. They have a couple of buildings there on my right. You see quite a few businesses. I mean, I'm amazed this small town has all these services available for you. A quick Google search or insurance provider or directory, insurance directory, will find you most doctors, most specialists. We have several hospitals in our area, along with medical care. We have Cleveland Clinic, St. Lucie Medical Center. There's a lot. As we approach Floresta Drive, another pretty good intersection that'll take, if you make a left, it'll take you northbound into all the way through the county, all the way up to through Port St. Lucie, and up through Fort Pierce, and then through the county line up there by Indria Road. I'm pretty sure It's not called Floresta all the way up. The name changes to 25th Street. Then it merges with US 1, which is also straight ahead for us. That would be the long way. If you make the left, that would be the long way. If you're going to Fort Pierce, then you would take the long way. And you're going locally because we also have the chance to go out by the Turnpike or 95. When I first started, we were real close to 95. We started over there as I approached Lucie Boulevard. Had I gone straight another 3 or 4 miles, you would have seen the 95 exit, which I'll save for another video. But here we are at Floresta Drive and still Port St. Lucie Boulevard as we go eastbound on the city. More buildings to my right and my left, a crematorium there, funeral service, and then to the left, insurance and doctor's offices. I think there's a tax place there. Another real estate to my right, Choice Properties. All this stuff should come up on your Google Earth. I'm just giving you a ground view, boots on the ground type atmosphere, driving atmosphere, more than boots on the ground, but you get the idea. This bridge is over a body of water, I think it's St. Lucie River. Most of them have signs indicating what body of river it is. Some of them have a little boardwalk where you can get down closer to the water. There goes the boardwalk to my left. I don't know if you can see it clearly from my car angle. And some places also have and there goes a boardwalk to my right. I just saw the ramp. Another plaza there on my right is called Bridge Plaza. And some of these have little boat rides from what I hear. It's not exactly a ferry, more like a sightseeing tour type atmosphere here as we approach Veterans Memorial Parkway on my left and Westmoreland Boulevard on the right. So Port St. Lucie splits a lot of roads into different names, and it's the same road, just split. I don't know the history. I don't go that far back. I don't know as they expanded the city, they just gave it a different name. Veterans Memorial, you can kind of figure out they made it an honorary road because they also have the Veterans Memorial Plaza there, about a mile up on my left. And then on my right, on Westmoreland, you have the Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens. For those that want to take a nice tour in the greenery. A lot of greenery in Port St. Lucie, period. But I guess more specific flowers and trees, and just to get away from the city traffic for a little bit as you walk around and explore the botanical gardens. Another big plaza, I think it's called Rivergate Plaza, and a lot of stores. Everything's in there: Publix, Chinese, Jimmy John's, all kinds of stores. There's probably 30 businesses in there. I'm not doing it justice as far as calling out all the names. I'll see signs and I'll call them out, but this is big. And on the right there is City Fountain Center, which is also called River Walk South. So Rivergate Plaza is River Walk North. And on the right there's a Seacoast Bank, and I know there's a restaurant or two. Here we go as I make my left onto Veterans Memorial. There you go, Publix, Ace Hardware, to name a couple of more businesses. There goes the post office. It's not my post office, but it's in our town. Mine is over by St. Lucie West, which I'll do another video. Here's the Veterans Memorial Park at Rivergate, and they have a boat launch For those of you lucky enough to have a boat, you can go in there and there's parking. I don't know if there's a fee. Hurricanes Grills. This is called the Promenade if you're looking on Google Maps, and there on the left is that Veterans Memorial Plaza that I was indicating earlier. They do the parade on Veterans Day, and they do it nice here. They close the road off so people can park on the side, and when they get a good turnout from this town. When I moved here, I thought it was more older crowd, and after I spent almost 23 years here, I'm gonna say there's a good mixture, a good mixed crowd. No longer just retirees, elderlies. There's a good mixture of middle age. There are some young people that grew up in this town and have chosen to stay. That we have Indian River State College, and there's a couple of other colleges in the area, but a better crowd. I'm not gonna say better crowd, a better mixed crowd. So whatever age you are, as you come down south or come up north, because we're getting a lot of people. In gym, I meet a lot of people that say they're used to be in Fort Lauderdale, used to be in Miami. This is Lingate Community Park over on my left. They have, softball field, little league field. They have outdoor racquetball, which I started playing when I first moved here, because indoor wasn't a big thing yet, and I didn't know, where I can find it. Slowly but surely, you meet people, and they build places. They did build LA Fitness, which I enjoyed for about 15 years. They're recently closing that down, but we also have the Midport Event Center, which used to be called the Civic Center. They hold a lot of civic events there, a lot of functions, a lot of concerts and shows and stuff like that. They also have some racquetball courts there, which I enjoy. Over to my left here is another retirement community. Looks like it might be 50. Yeah, it says private community. It might be 55 and up. I'm not 100% on that, but very nice looking, very well maintained. On the right, we're coming up on another community there. I'll see if it says retirement or is it just a regular community. It has closed gates, so I guess they're automated gates, which is pretty cool. There's a church there on my left. I'm still on Veterans Memorial Parkway as I'm approaching US 1. I could have gone straight down on PSO Boulevard to US 1, but by going this way, I shave off a couple of minutes and I shave off some traffic, because I'm still going to make junction with US 1, but I'm going to do it at a more northerly direction, saving myself. It's a little, not back road, but a little shortcut, I guess, might be the better word. Okay, so Walton and 1. That's where they're going to build the stadium that's coming up. The FIFA soccer stadium is up straight ahead to my right. It's a pretty good sized lot. It used to be a Bells or whatever, Burlington. I think it was Bells, and they went out of business, or they took it out of business, didn't renew the lease, and the city has proposed building a soccer stadium there in the next year or so. So you also have the DMV is up about 2 blocks, and make a right on Walton there, and about a block and a half in, you'll see the county office. You can do your DMV, you could do your property taxes. They provide quite a few services there. Wells Fargo is right there on the corner, right after the Walton and One sign. To the left, another giant plaza called Eastport Plaza. Straight ahead, it would take you to Indian River Parkway. I'm trying to think what it's called. Indian River Parkway. It's a local road that borders the water. Scenic route. If you like driving along the water coast, kind of like a Malibu, driving across Malibu area. See more stores there, Eastport Plaza. All kinds of stores for you. Approaching Crosstown Parkway on the left. That's the new parkway to ease traffic on Port St. Lucie Boulevard. It has less intersections than Port St. Lucie Boulevard itself, but you know, people that take it, they know where they're going. They know they're going to bypass, you know, the first 15, 20 streets on Port St. Lucie Boulevard anyway. So it's a faster route to get to where you're going across town. That would be going west. US 1, where goes all the way from, you know, South Florida all the way north, as far as I understand. I haven't done it. I've done it from here to Lake Park, which is just south of West Palm Beach, you know, Jupiter area. If you Google it, you know, nice communities also. I'm gonna push Port St. Lucie because I live here and I love it here, but great communities all over South Florida. This is Savannah Club, a 55 community. It has a golf course. So if you favor moving to a place, you know, with a golf course and 55 and over crowd, you know, and there's quite a few communities up here. There's also Spanish Lakes, and they have different locations. One is upcoming, maybe 1 or 2 lights ahead, on Port St. Lucie Boulevard going north as we approach St. Lucie West Boulevard. This is Mediterranean Boulevard. It's going north on US 1. You're looking it up on Google Earth or whatever software you use. And then that was Spanish Lakes 199 sale. Everything included sales center. I'm not a real estate guy. I'm just pointing out places. Casa Amigos Mexican restaurant. Eaten there a couple of times. Best Western. And it says it's all sweets. On the left it says Spanish Lakes Riverfront. So that's another Spanish Lakes. I'm gonna guess there's a, you know, 3 or 4, maybe 5. And here I'm approaching my physical therapy office, just short of the St. Lucie West Boulevard intersection. And I'll catch up with you guys. This is Juan in PSL, and I hope this video give you an idea. All right, see ya.